Ferguson, there you go. You've had the full scale of what can happen in the space of a week from these group of players. You get a win. You have an amazing result despite a shaky start, of course, against Kilmarnock during the week. And then you turn up to your home stadium, Ibrox for this example, and play like shit. Play that utter slop that we've seen as fans for the last, I don't know, God knows how long. This whole season, it's been disastrous. And this Barry Ferguson and this coaching team have got this seen the full scale of it now in the space of 6 days of what these players can do and what these players can do. You know, it's an absolute disaster. It genuinely is. And we're going to unpack it in today's video. As always, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get involved in the live chat. I'll be taking your match reaction as well, your thoughts and opinions on everything, and bring your comments up on the screen. But as stated, we were here, of course, following our midweek victory against Kilmarnock, and despite a really bad start from Rangers against Kilmarnock, we showed a lot of heart and desire to get back into that game, and I thought it was a really fantastic result. And what a perfect opportunity then to, of course, come to Ibrox after a really tricky place to go is Rugby Park. It is a tricky place to go. Never mind going 2 goals behind. Coming to Motherwell, hosting Motherwell at Ibrox, you're thinking, yeah, well, it's there for us to have it. Let's go and show. Let's go and win convincingly. Let's get 3 points and really keep this good feeling going, you know. You're starting not necessarily get the fans on side, but, of course, you've got Barry Ferguson back. You've got a new breath of fresh air within this coaching team. You've had a fresh slate in terms of players. Great result, and then come to Ibrox and get 3 points. No, not this Rangers group. They are absolutely ranked rotten, and again, another disastrous result. 3 home games on the bounce we've lost now. 3 home games we've lost on the bounce. Motherwell, St Mirren, Queen's Park. Lost 3 home games on the bounce. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely diabolical. No Rangers team loses 3 home games on the bounce, and one of those teams as well being a second tier team, a second division team, championship team. It's unforgivable, and it's for these players to blame. I'm not going to blame the coaching staff necessarily. They've just came in through the door, and they've been offering this slop up for most of the season. The first goal, we need to talk about Jack Butland, by the way. We do need to talk about Jack Butland. Genuinely, this guy has not saved a shot. I don't think he's had a good performance literally since Southgate came to Ibrox to watch him play and potentially call him up to the England squad. Since then, he's had a disaster. I don't think he's been good enough. He's made mistake after mistake after mistake. Yes, he's made a few saves here and then, but he's been making a lot of howlers recently. And again, he was certainly at fault for the first goal. Absolutely diabolical goalkeeping. A defensive calamity at the start. Obviously, Dess is losing the ball in midfield, and the defence just ripped apart. However, Butland's spilling. My goodness me, he's done that before, and he's making a habit of these sorts of incidents. And quite frankly, if it's going to continue like this, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd actually look at potentially getting a new goalkeeper in the summer. I really would. Moving on to Robin Proper, he's ranked rotten. He's really, really bad. He's so bad. I think Intiala was used the scapegoat during the week. Robin Proper is just as bad, or was just as bad in that game, and he's absolutely ranked rotten. Robin Proper is ranked rotten. End of discussion. I mean, the defence in general, the first half was shambolic. It was absolutely shambolic. All over the place. I'm getting to the point where it's really pissing me off. The whole team needs gutted. It genuinely needs gutted. I'm starting to really struggle to find where our positives are. You know, we're a bomb scare at the back defensively. In the middle, we have no control whatsoever on our home park. And the attack has literally 0 significant threat. Has no threat whatsoever. Now, you can talk about the goal, of course. We could have made it 2-2. And I think there's a lot of discussion whether that potential equaliser, of course, from Dessers was actually offside, if it was a mistake or whatever it was. Either way, we weren't good enough. We've not been good enough to win a football match. And quite frankly, I'm pissed off. off. But again, how far do we want to sink? The season's over. However, the only thing we've got to play for is against Fenerbahce. We ain't winning against Fenerbahce. This group of players ain't winning against Fenerbahce this week. There's no chance in hell. Ibrox used to be a fortress, or Ibrox was a fortress, but it's fallen. The place is fallen. We've lost 3 home games on the bounce. It's just something. It doesn't happen in Rangers' history. It doesn't happen. This football club doesn't go 3 games on the trot at home losing games. It's unforgivable, and this whole team needs gutted. I think our only hope as a football club, and I hate to be that pessimistic, is this takeover. My hope relies on this takeover happening in the summer. We need this takeover more than anything. We genuinely need this so much. If this takeover doesn't go ahead, then I think Rangers are in serious trouble. Because we've got these frauds in the jerseys playing week in and week out. We're going to be lumped with these players for a long time. And then how are we going to offload them? We need a fresh start, and this has to coincide with this takeover. So I'm pinning all my hopes on this takeover in the summer. It needs to happen. We need it to happen for us to move on as a football club. But my goodness me, what another shambolic display from Rangers. And again, I'm not going to go at the coaching team. You know, they've been in the door 5 6 days, or whatever it is. It's these players serving up this slop week in and week out, because we know what we can do. Barry Ferguson, the team know what they can do because they showed it during the week. They've showed it against Europa League opposition as well this week. They've showed it against Celtic this season. But, you know, when they come up and they can't be fucked and they can't be asked moving and doing their jobs properly, that's what you get, you know? They're slop. They're slop that they serve up on a week-to-week basis. So, Barry Ferguson, the coaching team have got this. Now they understand what they're all about. They can do really well. They can do really well for you, but then they can sell you out the next game. And that's what this group of players are like. They have no heart. They don't have desire. And I thought they did have a bit of heart and desire after the Kilmarnock game, but quite frankly not. Just can't be fucked. But yeah, they can't control the ball. They just can't do the simple things in controlling the ball, or just pass to individuals, complete passes. That's a massive problem for me. They just can't keep on to the ball. They can't pass it around. We just neglect it, all of that. And quite frankly, the defence is absolute bomb scare. That defence is probably the worst I've ever seen a Glasgow Rangers defence. And I've seen us come up through the divisions in our recent history. But that defence that we've got there is probably as worse as you can probably get. It's that bad. It's howling. It's absolutely stinking. And the forwards don't create anything. So how are you going to win football games if your forwards don't create anything? And you can talk about the goal, of course, being disallowed for VAR, but that's the name of the game. He was offside. Whether that was a mistake or not, we still ain't done enough. We've gone 2-0 down in a game. And my simple diagnosis is we're a diabolical side being diabolical. That's it. That's simple as that. We're a bad side, we're a shit side, and we've just been shit again. It's simple as that. And we need to wait till the summer now to gut this team out. And we genuinely need to get some new players in through the door. We need to get some of them players out of the door, and of course get this new coaching team through the door. The owners, all of the rest of it. But I'm scanned with it. I can't be arsed wasting my weekend watching this crap week in, week out. Genuinely, I can't be arsed with it. It's you do it because you love your team, but I can't be arsed. Waiting for the Formula One to return. I watch that crap anymore. It's piss. It's mint. I don't want to watch it anymore. It's dog meat. And I'll be back here Thursday. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. I will be back here Thursday watching the game and having a bit of hope. But fucking, it's ruining me. It's ruining my weekend. And that lot has 16 points clear. That's fucking embarrassing, isn't it? That is absolutely embarrassing. That lot could go 16 points clear of us. I'm fucking scanned, man. I'm scanned with it all. But guys, let's take your reaction. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And then let me know how you're feeling. Let's see what people are saying. Oh my God, there's a lot of Celtic fans in here, of course. Welcome, Celtic fans. Your team are playing in a minute, by the way. Alan Stewart says, Barry isn't the long-term answer that a lot of fans thought he could be, but neither any of those players. I genuinely wouldn't keep any of them. Well, no one's thinking Barry Ferguson's going to be the long-term answer to this football club. Look, he's an interim manager. Regardless if he won all of his league games, bearing in mind there was no pressure in these games left. You know, there's nothing to play for. Even if he had won all those games, I don't think the new owners would be taking Barry Ferguson on as the manager. He'd have to win the Europa League for them to get him in through the door. Barry is a great guy. He's a Rangers man. And he's done a good job since he's got it, and he'll probably install some standards into them. But Rangers Football Club don't want to be going down that route of an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or just giving a job to the former boys. We need a real manager in through the door and a winner. And that's the next move we need to be making, not getting emotional and making emotional decisions about bringing people home or all this sorts of stuff. We need the best in class for what we possibly can get and make sure that we're competing in a good level. Neil McLean says, Jack Butland isn't Rangers class. He's the worst number one we've had in a long time. He's like a fridge with gloves. I can't believe I'm saying it because genuinely that first season last year, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. But quite frankly, he's been absolutely shocking ever since. Gareth Southgate came to Ibrox. I can't remember what it was, but there was talk of him obviously going to England. I remember maybe... I lose track of where it was in the year, but it must have been obviously before the Euros, with the friendlies just before the Euros. There was talk about him, of course, going to be able to get into the England team. And he made a mistake that night, I'm sure. I think he made a mistake that night. But after that, he ain't been since. He's had a high-profile mistake in him since. He's always making some sort of mistake. And again, he's done that again. What was it? The Europa League games against Man U. He made an absolute howler, and that one was really bad. Spilling it. It's basic stuff. It's basic stuff from a goalkeeper, and maybe you have to start asking the questions. Do we have to look at a new goalkeeper in the summer? Potentially. Green Eagle Football says, when's the last time Rangers lost 3 in a row at home? I don't know, and I don't even want to look at the stats. I'm sure them stats are going to be coming across my X feed a bit later on, but I don't even want to know when was the last time we lost 3 in a row. And put the factor in there as one of those teams was a championship team is quite frankly depressing and quite frankly shambolic. It's absolutely disgusting, the fact that we've lost 3 on the bounce at home. It just can't happen. For Glasgow Rangers, it just doesn't happen. These things just can't happen. Dougie says, can't complain about the results if people say nothing to play for. Doesn't make sense to me. Always have something to play for. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, of course you want to still win your games. I think a lot of these players should be playing for their place next season. But you've got to look at it realistically. There is nothing to play for. We're out the Scottish Cup. We ain't winning the league. Like, what else is there? That's not a wrong statement. We're not playing for anything. You're playing for pride. That's where these players have got to now. You're playing for pride. I mean, we'll get Champions League football. We'll finish second. That won't be a problem, I think. I haven't checked the table in ages, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, look, we're miles in front of Aberdeen. We're still going to finish second, but it's just how far are we going to finish behind Celtic? Could be embarrassing. If you want to compete with the big boys, you need to spend like them. Buy big, my club, core, even spend money. Due to PSR and the Premiership, one of the richest owners in football, you need at least 15 million quid. Well, we need the owners. We need these new owners in to come back the football club because we've got nothing to spend. We're literally in the summer looking behind the back of the sofa for some money to buy some players, and then we're still pissing up against the wall and shite players. Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. It is genuinely embarrassing. You can't sink any more lower as a Rangers fan. There's absolutely nothing to play for, and it can get embarrassing, by the way, against Fenerbahce. And bearing in mind, we were used to beat the Turkish champions, and convincingly. Remember against Galatasaray in the Europa League? We beat them convincingly. And now we're going against the second best Turkish team, and we probably get our asses hided. It could be embarrassing on Thursday, by the way, with that defence. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared of what could happen. But it is what it is. Guys, let's carry on the conversation in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on the result. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see